Welcome back to Phyto Revival, the podcast, where wisdom is steeping, laughter is our favorite medicine, and our lived experience is what makes us human. And I am your host, Dezaraé Haley. Have you ever found yourself trying to explain yourself to someone who's more interested in being heard themselves than actually understanding your perspective of things? It's like we've forgotten the fundamental skills of effective communication. So today I want to dive into the difference between having an avoidant personality and walking away to protect your peace. And I'm going to walk you through how to recognize when you're being pulled into a manipulator's trap. What does it mean to have an avoidant personality? You've heard me say this before, and you're going to hear me say it again. From the moment we are born, we are in survival mode. We can't feed, clothe, or care for ourselves, so we rely on someone else to keep us alive. And as we grow, parts of our personality gets rewarded, and other parts come with consequences, like punishment, rejection, or even humiliation in front of others. So as children, we start to learn what parts of ourselves are safe to show and what parts we need to hide to maintain connection and survival. Then we hit school age, and we learn there is safety in numbers. You don't want to be the one standing alone without a group behind you. And before you know it, you're an adult expected to lead, communicate, and mentor. But your entire life has been built on blending in, shrinking, and sometimes avoiding conflict altogether. Avoidant behavior often stems from insecure attachment. In simple terms, it's your nervous system defending you against perceived emotional danger. It can show up in a few different ways. Number 1, reactive withdrawal. You get triggered, your nervous system reads it as a threat, and you shut down. Number 2, disconnection over communication. Instead of working through the conflict, you ghost or disengage because you don't have the tools to navigate the emotional intensity. And number 3, self-protection through distancing. You're not trying to hurt anyone. You're trying to escape that trapped feeling and regulate yourself. But to the other person, it often feels abrupt, confusing, and even abandoning. And now you might be thinking, okay, Des, I know people that are like this. But here's what I really want you to understand. There is a difference between being avoidant and walking away for peace. And manipulative people will absolutely try to blur this line. Walking away for your peace is intentional. It is a boundary set to protect your emotional well-being after clear communication has failed. So let me say that again for those of you in the back that might not have heard me. Walking away for peace is intentional, and it happens after communication has already been attempted. So because somebody chooses to walk away from you, don't automatically assume they are avoiding. You really need to ask yourself, were you listening? So what does this actually look like? Well, number 1, walking away for your peace it's proactive. It's not reactive. This is thought out. It's a response based on your values, not a shutdown response for discomfort. Number 2, communication comes first. You've already said things like, I need time to process this, or I can't continue this conversation if I'm not going to be respected. And number 3, it's value-driven. You are choosing long-term emotional health over temporary relief. And here's the hard truth. Sometimes walking away is the only thing that will break the toxic cycle. So let's simplify the difference. Avoidance is driven by fear and anxiety. Walking away is driven by self-respect and clarity. Avoidance is reactive. Walking away is intentional. Avoidance disconnects without explanation. Walking away sets limits and communicates them. Avoidance is about escaping discomfort, and walking away is about protecting your mental health. Now, does that mean you're stuck in this avoidant personality forever? The answer is no. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Rewiring your brain is uncomfortable because when you break long-term survival patterns, your nervous system does not celebrate this. It panics. because it has been wired to believe that staying small makes you stay safe. So when you speak up, your body reacts as if you're in immediate danger. So, what can you expect in the first 72 hours after setting a boundary? Number one, we call this the vulnerability hangover. You're going to feel guilt, shame, even physical nausea, not because you did something wrong, but because your brain is trying to pull you back into old patterns. Number two, hyperarousal. This is your fight or flight. Racing heart, shaking, dry mouth. Your body is preparing for a threat that isn't actually there. Freeze or disassociation. You may feel foggy, disconnected, or exhausted if things get intense. Number four, rejection sensitivity. Your brain may tell you, they're going to leave me because I spoke up, even if all you did was ask for basic respect. And number five, post-confrontation crash, a deep, full-body exhaustion, because you just overrode years and sometimes even decades of conditioning. But here's the payoff. The more you do this, the less scary it becomes. Your brain starts learning, I'm not going to die because I said no. Now, let me ask you something. Can you think of a time where you wanted to stand up for yourself, but your body shut down before you could? And what happens when you do try to walk away for peace, but the other person accuses you of just being an avoidant? Let me be very clear. There is a difference between empathy and manipulation. Understanding seeks connection. Manipulation seeks control. So here are signs that you are being manipulated. Number one, you constantly feel guilt, fear, or an obligation to this person. Number two, your boundaries are being ignored or pushed. And some of the major red flags include the drama triangle. You're forced into rescuer, victim, or villain. You have a fear, obligation, and guilt tactics. They call this fog. Fear, obligation, or guilt. This is the inner feeling that you feel when associating with this person. Gaslighting and deflection. Isolation and control. Playing victim or becoming aggressive. And the one I hate the most, because my love language is words of affirmation, is love bombing, to create that obligation to them. So what does a healthy conversation look like? Well, a healthy conversation will have empathy, mutual respect, both parties holding accountability for their part in things, and open communication, not control, no power plays, not emotional traps. So ask yourself, when you're in a conflict, are they trying to understand or are they trying to win? Are you solving a problem or being blamed for one? Do you feel clear or constantly drained and confused? Because if you feel drained, confused, or pressured, you are most likely being manipulated. Now, before we close, here's a few ways to ground your nervous system when you start to feel overwhelmed or confused. Name what's happening. My body feels unsafe, but I am safe. There will be a temperature shift. Or there won't be a temperature shift. You need to create one. So you need to take cold water or ice to reset your system. You can use this by holding it in your hand, putting it on the bottom of your feet. This will help reset the vagus nerve. Pressure, a weighted blanket or firm pressure on your chest is another way to reset your system. I am so grateful you spent this time with me today. And until next time, always remember that sometimes even a plant that requires full sun finds itself growing in the shade. Please be mindful of the environment that you're rooted in and make sure that you have what you need to thrive.